Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my fall 2019 morning routine. Now this video is kind of a lie because it's not just my morning routine, but so many of you guys requested that I make this video, so I really made an effort to start at the top of my day and show you what I do in the morning, but then I'm also bringing you along for a full day in my life. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Nikki, and if you are returning to my channel, welcome back. Now this day was pretty busy because I was getting ready to go to California, and so I had booked a couple of appointments to prep for the trip, and then I'm bringing you along for everything else I was able to do as well, harvesting some vegetables from the garden, getting some cooking done, eating delicious food, as well as finally getting some things cleaned that we needed to get cleaned. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and with that very long intro being said, let's hop right in. So starting at the top of the day, yes, we use pillows in our windows instead of blinds, hashtag the classy life. And the morning is one of my favorite times of the day because I am self-employed and I can kind of stack my day however I want to, really however we want to. Dan and I tend to have really lovely mornings and we've prioritized that. Slowly opening our day is one of my favorite parts of the day. It's also really cute to wake up and see your puppies. Also, on this night, I wore my Somnifix mouth tape. This might seem crazy, but I love this stuff so much, and I did a full video review about the benefits of mouth taping while you sleep. So if you want to check that out, I will try and remember to link that down below. Side note, the shirt that I am wearing is the merch that I'm releasing in collaboration with Barnabas Clothing, and it should be launching like this week or next week. Finally, I take so long to roll things out. I've been showing you these shirts and sweaters for months, so I'm super excited for them to be released. After getting in a little bit of playtime with Zoe, Dan pulled me back in for hugs. There's no way I was gonna say no for that. And then he brought Bowser to the middle to say hi. So sweet. Then it was time to take the pillows out of the windows. This is so janky that we do that, but hey, and make the bed. You guys know in the mornings in general, I like to do whatever I need to do, you know, open up windows and blinds and all of that to make my space light and bright and airy. I'm really into like mood lighting. And then, yeah, we put our bed back together, and right when we were finished, Bowser, of course, had to make his way back up to his favorite blanket. My mom makes and sells these blankets, by the way, if you're ever interested in checking them out. They are a bit like that Hulu tagline, though, that like, they're so good once you try them. Every other blanket kind of pales in comparison. In the summer, we like sleeping with a fan on in our room. Even though we also use the air conditioning, I like feeling like the flow of fresh air. So I turned that off, made my way to the bathroom, turned on my twinkle lights because in the morning, my twinkle lights and my diffuser are like some of the first things I like to set up. So on this day, I used grapefruit oil in the bathroom, which is one of my favorite oils. And then I made my way to my bedroom to also turn on that diffuser. By the way, to those of you that are interested in trying essential oils, I always forget to plug myself, but I am a Young Living distributor, so if you ever have any questions or you're looking to purchase any oils, feel free to send me a DM on my Essential Oils Instagram account at For Your Life's Essentials, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. By the way, in the bedroom, I wanted to use Northern Lights Black Spruce, which I always say smells like walking through a forest like after it's rained. Not that I spend a lot of time in rainy forests, but that's like what I imagine. And these desert mist diffusers also, by the way, are amazing. So I have mentioned in previous Day in My Life videos that I am working on my new crop for my tower garden. So I made my way into my little seedling section and I watered all of my seedlings that hadn't sprouted yet that were on the heat mat, as well as my seedlings that had grown a couple of inches, and I just gave gave them some water and thought about how excited I am to plant them in my tower garden. I will give you an update on my tower garden, by the way, at some point. I've just not gotten around to it. Then I made my way to my bathroom to get ready, and I started off by moisturizing my face with this Paracone Daily Brightening Moisturizer with SPF in it. So I applied that to my face. Yes, I did not wash my face this morning because, fun fact, that isn't necessarily so great. I don't wash my face every single morning. Sometimes I'm in too much of a hurry or too lazy, so I just reapply some moisture and go. And on this day, I was actually getting a facial, so I knew like I was okay. So I brushed out my hair and I decided to do some French braids. I was also getting my hair done on this day, so I didn't want to have like clean washed hair. And French braids, which actually these are technically Dutch braids, they're like inside out French braids, is one of my favorite hairstyles to do. It's so easy, it lasts. So if I'm traveling or working out or just busy and on the go, or my hair is dirty, this hairstyle always solves like all of those problems. Also, that is clearly why I needed to get my hair cut right there. Once I do my braids, I always like to fatten them up a little bit by taking parts of the braid and kind of gently pulling the hair apart. So then I made my way downstairs to do something I do every single morning, and that is making herbal tea. Now, I love this kettle. It's an electric kettle that Dan picked out for me on Amazon, and I like it because you can see the temperature your water is boiling to. Dan claims it actually runs a little hot, by the way, so like whatever the temperature says, it's like 15 degrees warmer than that. But I find that heating my water till the electric kettle says 120 is like my hot spot for perfectly boiled tea. I've mentioned this before, but I am loving this fruit tea sampler. It's all herbal tea. So I've been drinking this my entire pregnancy, and I have not missed my old tea at all, so much that this just like might be my new thing in life. I don't know. And then for breakfast, I decided to have this Alvarado Street sprouted wheat bagel. So I pulled it out of the freezer to thaw it, and while it was thawing, my water was bubbling, and then I poured my hot water over my definitely now famous or infamous, I don't know, Cheetah cup. By the way, I was listening to this podcast series that my friend recommended to me called Happy Home Birth on this morning. Let's just say that's a hint of what is possibly coming. I'll be talking about that soon in a video. It's just a really great podcast, and I highly recommend it. So once I had thawed my bagel for like 15 seconds in the microwave, wrapped in a paper towel, I cut the bagel in half. I like my bagels extra toasty, and this bagel for some reason is kind of hard to toast. So I popped it in the toaster and did it all the way at level 7. Then I pulled out this Nancy's probiotic cream cheese. It's really runny on a side note, but it's really tangy and delicious in my opinion. And it's full of healthy probiotics, so yeah, I love it. Then, as you can see, I made my way to my vitamin cupboard to pull out my vitamins that I wanted to take with my breakfast. I take different vitamins throughout the day, but on this morning, I felt like taking my Juice Plus vitamins, which are basically like a multivitamin. It's a bunch of fruits and vegetables dried into capsules. And then I took this methylfolate vitamin B12 supplement, as well as 2 sulfurzyme tablets, which is basically just MSM as far as I know. And then I also took a vitamin C capsule as well. So I keep those on the side, like the plate with my food. So once I start eating, I like to take my supplements like midway through my meal because I feel like my body accepts the supplements best that way. I wanted to bring my food to go in the car, but before I did that, I had to pose and model for you and show you my OOTD. Ooh. Now this actually used to be a dress, but it's slowly shrunk a ton over the years. So now I like to pair it with leggings. And on this day, I whipped out my Clubmaster Ray-Bans. Yes, I still have tan lines from my anti-nausea bands. My purse is from Shein Low. My leggings, by the way, are from Avocado, and they're so comfortable. And then I wore my taupe-ish, I don't know, would you call this taupe? Pair of teaks. I'm obsessed with teaks and have been for years. And then I marched my way off to my car. Now, my first appointment, once I finally got to like leaving my house, was with my friend Sunny here in Nashville. Now, if you saw my last hair video, in my first trimester, I went to an all-natural hair salon. But since then, I have decided to continue with just my regular hair treatments for a couple of different reasons. The more I did reading on it, the less that the chemicals bothered me. Also, I don't dye my hair that often. I'm only in a salon every couple of months. And lastly, like most other natural, more organic things, it costs a lot more money than my regular hair appointments. Plus, I've just been going to Sunny like basically since I moved to Nashville, and I always love what she does to my hair. I think that she's super talented at cutting and coloring the hair. And so even though the girl that did my hair last time was amazing, and I highly recommend her if that's something you're looking for, I just also love Sunny. So if you are in the market for a hairdresser here in Nashville, I highly recommend her. I don't want to say especially because I'm a brunette and I love her, but especially if you're a blonde, because I see her work on blondes all the time and she's so good. Now, if you didn't know this, I'm actually in the middle of a very long-term plan in my 30s of slowly lightening my hair. I can't say that I'm trying to go blonde because I really don't think I am, but I am trying to lighten up the darkness in my hair. My hair has basically been black for a few years now, and I was just starting to realize that like to get this out of my hair, which is something I would want to do as I got older, it was going to be an ordeal. And something that I really like about my hair is the health and the quality of it. And to maintain that, obviously you can't abuse your hair. Then of course, we had to stop for a dance break, and Sunny is one of the few people that will actually fully stop for a dance break with me. Yes, Sunny, yes. Now, a bunch of people have asked why I want to go lighter, and the reason is because A, I have had gray hairs since I was like 19. At least I think they're gray. Dan fights me on it, but I have gray hairs. And so the contrast is a little too extreme when my roots come in, but also I just think in general having, flat black hair, when that's not your natural hair color, which it's not mine, can become really harsh looking as you age and as your skin maybe struggles to stay hydrated. And I'm also very fair skinned, which has never bothered me with my hair color because I think it's a pretty contrast. I just feel like as I get older, I won't want it to be such a harsh contrast. I think it will be a little more forgiving on my face and my skin. And as I go into motherhood, maybe days where I don't have as much time to get ready. So I just thought, all right, let's move this train forward. And that, in summary, friends, is why I have decided to go lighter. Sunny knows that I'm trying to keep my hair long as well, which is part of the reason we're trying to maintain the health. But when she trims my hair, she barely trims it because we're just trying to get off dead ends, but not really cut it. And then she did trim up my curtain bangs. I got curtain bangs in my last appointment with the other hairstylist, and I fell in love with them. So I just asked her to maintain them, trim them up a little bit more. And yeah, side note, Sunny never dries my hair because I don't actually like having my hair dried at the hair salon. I feel like my hair has gone through enough abuse. Let's just let it air dry. Now, on a side note, I thought I would show you what her studio has in it, some of the products she carries. She mostly, if not exclusively, carries Colorproof, which makes the plush locks, like split ends mender that I use that smells like vanilla cake. But yeah, she carries the whole line. Now, right after that, I made my way up the road to Cool Springs Plastic Surgery, where I get facials done and other facial treatments from time to time. I've had lasering done here, microneedling, and on this day, my esthetician, Heather Happy, who I'm obsessed with and literally can't recommend highly enough, did some dermaplaning on my face. So it's a way to not only like shave the facial hair off your face, which is kind of nice, but it also gets rid of dead skin. And then after she did that treatment to me, she did something, I believe it's called the Hydra facial. I should know this, but I'm having major pregnancy brain right now. But it's basically like an upgraded facial, and she uses this machine to get it done. So there's a lot of exfoliation that takes place in this facial, but also hydration to the max. And this machine also does a great job at extracting blackheads. So it's kind of crazy because when you're done with the procedure, she has this little like jar of water and cleanser, and you can see it's like so dirty, and if you get close enough you can see the blackheads that have been pulled out. And then this was my skin afterwards. So obviously I'm a little bit splotchy, like I just had my face worked on, but also this looks pretty good for just having had my face worked on, and my skin felt extra dewy and glowy. Now, once I got home, this is kind of a random task, but Dan and I really needed to trim Zoe's fingernails. Now, this process sucks because to any of you that trim your dog's nails at home, you know you have to be like extra careful. So Dan typically will shine a flashlight behind her nails to see where the vein ends in her nails. But just in general, dogs don't like having their nails cut. I think it's just a little bit jarring, like to feel like the clip and it's like a big snap. So we did her front paws and then we did her back paws. All the while, even though she was a good girl and she stayed put, she made it known to us like, hey, this is not my favorite thing. And I said, Zoe, you only have to do this every couple months. Take a chill pill. Side note, her favorite part of getting her nails trimmed is that every time afterwards she gets a treat and she's so excited. And then usually we'll give Bowser something too, just so he's not left out. But she always knows to expect that. So after doing the nails in the early evening, Dan and I made our way out to the garden to pick some produce. So Dan actually pulled up a few russet potatoes for me, which was very exciting. I actually did this multiple nights in a row this week because the potatoes were so good, spoiler alert, that I found myself craving these baked potatoes every night. So I'm not sure if these could have or should have maybe like baked in the dirt a little bit longer, but even if that's the case, these were delicious. I took my freshly cleaned potatoes and I put them on a baking tray, and then I brushed some olive oil, garlic, salt, and pepper onto the potatoes, and then I gracefully stabbed holes in them for when they bake. Oh yeah. I want to say I put the potatoes in the oven at like 400 degrees for like 45-50 minutes. It's not really a science, you know, you just check it by sticking a fork in it after a certain amount of time and, you know, keep baking if you need to. At this point, Dan and I had been wanting to wash this rug for so long. I shudder to even think how disgusting this thing was. And we actually aren't even sure if we're going to be putting it back in this spot, but either way, it needed to be washed. So Dan pulled the rug out from underneath the couch and brought it outside to shake out. This rug, by the way, we purchased at Cost Plus World Market. A lot of random things in our house were purchased from there. It's a really great store and has that kind of bohemian vibe for fairly affordable price points. And so once he shook that up, he made his way upstairs to throw the rug in the washer, but I paused because I'm easily distracted and had to show you these rainbows again. They haven't made an appearance in my video for a while, so thought I'd show you. Bowser, by the way, was waiting for me at the top of the stairs. He's like, are you gonna come up or are you just gonna stand down there and stare at rainbows? So Dan threw the rug into the washing machine. We have no idea if this is the right way to wash it at all, but this is what we did. Dan, by the way, really wanted me to emphasize the point that when you are washing something heavy like a rug, it's important that you distribute the weight evenly around the washing machine. So he's kind of pushing it out like a donut. Otherwise, the washing machine will like stop halfway through because all the weight will go to one side. We're interrupting this video to bring you back to the rainbows. Because I couldn't stop staring at them. And Dan and I couldn't stop talking about them. It's amazing that light can shine through something and create all of these colors. And I love seeing these. And so does Zoe, by the way. Now, earlier this morning, I received the most exciting shipment of my life. Suja, which is like a juice and wellness company, sent me all of these juices and wellness energy shots, and also kombucha, which I am drinking in my pregnancy. I might be doing like a pregnancy nutrition video at some point because I've been learning a lot lately and I'm eating kind of in a very specific way. Side note, I'm literally drinking this kombucha while I'm editing this video and it's delicious. So I knew for my baked potato, I wanted to have a kale slaw on top. So Dan had picked up this organic curly kale at the grocery store for me because this is actually my favorite kale to make kale slaw with. I don't really know if kale slaw is a thing, by the way, but I've been saying that term because my favorite way to eat it is to slice it up very thin. And because curly kale is very thick and crunchy, by slicing it up very thin, it almost becomes like a coleslaw, except it's a kale slaw, hey. And you can see, by the way, on the side, Dan was adding bacon because he was cooking it for me for my meal because I knew I wanted to put that on the potato as well. So once I had chopped up all of my kale, I cut open 2 lemons. You guys know I am the world's biggest lemon fan. And I squeezed all of the juice from both of them into my bowl. Now at this point, the potatoes were done cooking, so I pulled them out of the oven and I cut them open and they smelled amazing. And then I went to town with Kerrygold butter. I smothered it all over the inside of the potato as well as the outside of the potato. I'm a big believer in especially real butter from like grass-fed cows. And especially when you are pregnant, but really actually all the time. Then Dan chopped up the bacon almost into little like bacon bits for me. Next up, I added some extra virgin organic olive oil that I purchased from Costco into my kale slaw as well. And then I shaved a bunch of Parmesan cheese that I also get from Costco. Costco's Parmesan cheese is like the bomb and it's real Parmesan. A lot of places sell like fake knockoff Parmesan and they don't tell you. I guess it has to have a special label on it, but the Costco cheese is the real stuff. So then I added a dash of balsamic vinegar as well as some black pepper, some pink Himalayan sea salt, and then also some chunky sea salt, which I get asked a lot about where I get it. And so I'm gonna link it down in the info box because I can't remember the name right now, but I will put it there. Then I made my way out into the garden to quickly grab a jalapeno pepper from my jalapeno pepper plant. Look at how delicious that looks. And then I chopped that up into thin slices to add to my kale slaw. I had chopped up a little bit of orange heirloom tomato for the side, by the way, and added some pepper and salt. And then I scooped a bunch of my kale slaw on top of my baked potato. And then I put the bacon on top of that. And then I just decided that I wanted some strawberries on the side. Strawberries go bad pretty fast for me, at least. So when I have them, I like to eat them like as soon as possible. So I chopped those up as well. And then that was my dinner, guys. It was as good as it looks. I felt so like well fed and nourished, and nothing really makes me as happy as eating produce that comes from my garden, which is why one day I hope I'm growing a lot of produce because it's so fun. After my dinner, I made my way into the shower, although technically I made my way into the bath, but I fill up my bath with my shower head It was magical. Zoe stayed in her bed in the shower while I did that, and I actually threw on my shower cap because I had just gotten my hair done that day and I didn't want to get it wet. I had to show you the sunset because the sky was straight purple ombre, and I thought it was just so beautiful. Once I got into my comfy clothes, I made my way to the office where I did a little bit of yoga. I think I did like a nighttime yoga with Adrian flow, something super relaxing. And per the usual, Bowser would not leave me alone. Actually, he was in some kind of mood on this night. I don't know what was happening because he really wouldn't leave me alone, and it was kind of driving me crazy. It took a little bit of effort that I think I edited out of this, of me like telling him to stop. But I just got in my stretching and a little bit of movement and muscle toning, and it just felt really nice, especially after having had a good dinner, letting it digest, and taking a warm bath, and doing it with all of my twinkle lights on. I love the lighting in this room because I have twinkle lights strung up everywhere, and I'm all about that twinkle light life, so it just felt great. So that is it, guys. That brings us to the end of this video. I really hope that you guys liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, feel free to subscribe if you want to join the family. Also, to those of you that don't know, I am now on Patreon, and I will be uploading some like bonus exclusive content over there. So as of now, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Side note, some of you are giving like $3, $5, and I really appreciate that, but I appreciate every dollar and all of you that have hopped over there. So if you want to check that out, I will have that link in the info box as well. Don't forget to check out today's giveaway in the info box, and I will hopefully see you guys back here soon with another new video. Oh, by the way, we are finding out the gender of our baby soon, so stay tuned for that. All right, I will see you soon. Bye.